Welcome to the Premium Wrestling Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Mark, and this is the other host, Matthew.
Oh, hell yeah.
So on the PWP, we're going to be discussing a variety of things, all wrestling related. For example, WWE, of course, AEW, Impact, the Indies, but mainly OTT for the Indies, because it's kind of more local to us. So the first episode is going to give you guys a little information about the both of us. So we're going to discuss our top 10 favourite men's wrestlers and our top 10 favourite women's wrestlers. But, we should give a little bit of a backstory as to how we know each other. I'd say we've known each other since we were about 4. Would that be right, Matthew? 4, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
It's about nursery, yeah, I would say. But then we've both shared the passion for wrestling since we were young kids. But before we get to the lists, we're going to have 2 topics here to discuss. So, Matthew, what is your topic you want to discuss here to start off the PWP episode 1?
Whether Undertaker is retired or not.
Okay, so what do you think about that then?
It's kind of hard because for years now he says he's got pain, he's seen in the last ride video, hospital surgeries after surgeries, people like Triple H saying he's got to give it up, then he's got the heart for it, and plus one of the best to ever wrestle. But he never knows when to stop. And one thing that is just in everyone's mind, plus last year he signed now a 15-year contract, which is unbelievable considering like he's going to retire this year. And now people think, well, he's faced Sting. Now it's seen that Sting has called him out. But because the Boneyard match is so good with AJ, there might be another one for SummerSlam or next year's WrestleMania. So, it's hard to say. In my eyes, he's not had his time. Maybe one more, yes. But here's my view. Sting has not wrestled for almost 5 years now. And the injury he sustained in the lower neck, like that, in the back of my neck, that's a hard one to come back from. Look at Cage. He was young, so,
I mean, my opinion on it is, I love The Undertaker. The 15-year contract thing, I was amazed whenever I heard about that, but to me, that's more of one of those deals, well, what I think, the way like Ric Flair has the Legends deal, Austin has the Legends deal thing. I thought it was something maybe a wee bit more like that, but, I watched The Last Ride, great documentary. If you haven't seen it, you should check that out. You do see The Undertaker's passion for the business, but part of me is like, I don't want Undertaker to tarnish his legacy, and I think he knew that, but I really enjoyed the Boneyard match at WrestleMania. I did think that was a fitting ending for the dead man, but, there's also part of me thinks you want to see him go in front of a crowd, and then now all these rumours about facing AJ at SummerSlam or next year's WrestleMania or facing Sting. Well, fine if he was to face AJ again, but I wouldn't want to see it at SummerSlam. And as much as The Undertaker personifies WrestleMania, part of me thinks it would be a more fitting ending if he was to do it at Survivor Series this year, 30 years on, which I think that would be a better ending. But, I mean, I'm perfectly satisfied with the Boneyard match being his last match. In terms of a match with Sting, no thank you. They're both pretty old now, and Sting hasn't wrestled in 5 years, as you said. Sting, how many matches did he have in the WWE? 3, wasn't it? He had the match with Triple H, the tag team match with Cena against Rollins, and was it Big Show?
Yeah.
Big Show, and then he had the match with Rollins. To be honest, no offense to Sting, the guy's a legend, but none of those were like particularly great matches, in my opinion. And I mean, Seth freaking Rollins, like the greatest wrestler alive, couldn't even get a great match with Sting. I mean, they weren't bad matches, they weren't great matches. I mean, I grew up knowing Sting through TNA. Like, I haven't watched a lot of the WCW stuff of Sting. From what I've heard, it's pretty amazing, but I'm more familiar with TNA Sting. So, I don't know, I wouldn't like to see that match. Maybe 10 years ago, yes, but now, no. So that concludes the first topic here. I'm gonna just bring a little topic myself to the table here, and I want to discuss the AEW time limit on matches. Personally, I don't like this because, in my opinion, it needs to have more of a. It's not that it doesn't have a real feel, but like wrestling should not have a time limit because it's a fight. Basically, it can go on forever. I mean, why have they got a 20-minute time limit on a championship match between Cody Rhodes and Jake Hager? I mean, I don't really like Cody Rhodes, but there's no way that you should have a 20-minute time limit on a championship match. That is so stupid, in my opinion. And AEW is doing good stuff, but why the hell is there a time limit? That is so pointless. That's the one real, aside from their weak women's division, that's the one gripe I have with AEW. I cannot abide the time limit. What do you think about the time limit, Matthew?
Oh, it's bad. Because like you said, with the championship, they start a time limit. But then a couple of months ago, if you've seen they got one for the women's title match, and Kenny, like after it was over, one of them attacked each other, and Kenny had to come out and separate it to get them going to the back to hurry up for the last match, which then only left it for like 10 minutes at the last match. So, plus, they're trying to be different with WWE, and they're trying to make it better, like, get a different view from WWE, but doing what they're doing, it's not working. Some are scheduled, and some are just let it go. It doesn't work.
The thing with it is they're trying to be different from WWE, yet half the stuff they do, WWE has already done before. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It works, but just scrap the time limit. Scrap the time limit. That's all I can say. It's pointless, and to me kind of ruins the match a little bit. Like, I think I was watching Fyter Fest Night 1 last night, and I think in that TNT Championship match, one of the commentators said Jake Hager's got about 5 minutes here to win this thing. Like, seriously, that annoyed me. It really annoyed me. But before we get into it, what did you think of the Great American Bash Night 1 and Fyter Fest Night 1?
Oh, hard to say. Like NXT, at the start of the AEW were getting all the views. But like you said, when it came into this time limit, plus the time limit, a couple of botches ended up happening because you had to rush it. It looks like NXT have got it under control. They've got everything settled. Like Triple H even said he wasn't worried. He just focused getting NXT looking good. Plus the women's four-way match, unreal.
Like, I enjoyed that, but I would say the best match on that show last night was Banks versus Io Shirai. I really liked that. Sasha should have won though, because I really like Sasha, but I have to say the worst match for me was that strap match. I think strap matches are the worst type of matches. I just don't like it, and I mean it's nothing against. Well, I'm not a huge fan of Dexter Lumis. I love Roderick Strong, Undisputed Era all the way, but I mean, did it need to be a strap match? No, a cage match would have been way better in my opinion. But in terms of Fyter Fest Night 1, yeah, it wasn't bad, but Night 2 is probably going to be a lot better. Same with Great American Bash Night 2. I can't wait for Cole versus Keith Lee. That's going to be insane. Could be match of the year. But one last thing here. Fight for the Fallen is now going to have Brian Cage versus Jon Moxley for the AEW World title. I can't wait. I understand why they've moved it, but I can't wait for it. Personally, I think this is going to be a Jon Moxley win, but I hope that's not the end of the feud. What do you think about that, Matthew?
Yeah, like Brian Cage, like monster of a machine, and then you got Moxley, who's a lunatic, out of control man. The two of them put together would destroy and probably steal the show. Like, I am all for it. Like, when Brian Cage came, I didn't think he'd get a big push, and when the scene him put against Moxley, that's when I was like, I'm glad he's got something that this is good for him. Because where it was in when he was in Big Impact, it was against some guys that were all small, like when he faced Johnny Impact, it was not as, it was a bit different. But when he got Moxley's more ruthless. He'll give Cage the fight he needs. I think they'll blow the house down when this happens.
Who do you think wins?
I like Moxley, and I've always chose Moxley, but I want to see Brian Cage become champion. And I think now would be probably one of the best times to do it.
Okay, I think Moxley will win this. I don't think it'll end the feud. I do think that Brian Cage ultimately in the end will win this, but it won't be till one of their big pay-per-view shows, in my opinion. So that concludes the first sort of segment of the Premium Wrestling podcast. So yeah, we're going to get to our list. We're going to start with the women's list, our top 10 women's. So we're going to give some honourable mentions. Matthew, do you want to go first with your honourable mentions?
Well, I think we've got to go with, I'll just go for like my first tier. Someone would be like maybe Charlotte Flair and Asuka. Got to go with them. The daughter of a high styling, profiling, she got caught everything she knew by him. And, the different thing is, she doesn't, from Charlotte, just compared to Rick, there's a difference. Charlotte does not try to do all the things dirty in the game. She is ruthless, aggressive, she'll do anything she can, not try and cheat and try to be the best. And there's a side of Charlotte when it hits, it's always about 15 minutes into the match, and she's it's taking forever to pin somebody. That's when she turns it on and she gets you. And Charlotte, no doubt, one of the best today in the world.
I agree.
Thank you. And for Asuka, well, just the work craft she has. I wouldn't say she's one of the athletic, best to get around the ring, but the way she she knows some moves, and the way she the wrestling is in a proper wrestling match, classic wrestling match. Asuka would have the whereabouts to know what's going to happen. No one can swing at her. She gets you an armbar, chokehold, anything in a lock, submission, any submission match. Asuka, I'm there for her to win. So, wrestling-wise, Charlotte for the best aggressive wrestler, and Asuka for the best submission.
Okay, so that's your honourable mentions then?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have 4 honourable mentions here. First, I want to start with Bayley. It took me a while to get invested in the heel Bayley character, but now I freaking love it. Paired with Sasha Banks, it's unbelievable. They're so entertaining, and I think they're probably the best part of SmackDown at the minute, in my opinion. In fact, they're one of the best parts of WWE. They're all over the place. The second one is Charlotte Flair. I mean, there's a lot of hate towards Charlotte Flair, but I do think she is really good in ring. I mean, yeah, she gets too many title opportunities and she wins too many titles, but she is a true women's main eventer. I mean, she's the standard of women's wrestling at this point, in my opinion. She is awesome. And the next honourable mention I want to go with is Tenille Dashwood, formerly known as Emma in the WWE. I mean, she basically started the women's revolution with Paige, if you want to say. But
yeah.
I'm glad she left WWE. They weren't doing anything with her, really. All that Emelina nonsense. She's now going under the name Tenille Dashwood. She's doing good things in the indies. I would like to see her win the Knockouts title in Impact at some stage, but not at the minute. Not get her in a nice program of some description with somebody, but just don't have her win the title soon. Just build that up. And my last honourable mention goes to Deonna Purrazzo. This woman has blown me away recently. Didn't do much in WWE. The creative was bad for her. I mean, there's nothing new there. But just came to Impact. She's made a statement. And as much as I love Jordynne Grace, I want Deonna Purrazzo to win the Knockouts title at Slammiversary. And I'm saying it right here. On the Premium Wrestling Podcast, Deonna Purrazzo is one of our favourites. Plus, she's got a killer theme song. If you've not heard that, you need to look that up on YouTube and listen to it. It's unbelievable. Alright, so do you want to take it away with your number 10 on your list for the women, Matthew?
Well, number 10, we'll just put it out of the way. Charlotte and Asuka was actually just my number 1 and 2. I just wanted to they are number 1 and 2. So, but from 10 down, number 10 would be Tessa Blanchard. Now, the whole thing with her getting fired by Impact, I do think, I feel like they made the wrong idea with that. For example, she was one of the best. She was fighting the guys, and she was one of the reasons that Impact had picked up after, when Johnny Impact left, and Brian Cage ain't gone. Tessa took it up.
Yeah.
Fighting Sammy Callahan. Like, that was brutal. I loved it. Took out him and his guys, the three of them. Oh, it was amazing. So, but now that she's gone, I would like to see her go to AEW. Her and Tully together. You know, and I kind of think it's like saying, it's kind of copying it would be with Charlotte and Rick, but it would be good to see that in AEW as well. Because in the future, something ever did like that happen. Tully Blanchard, Tessa, first Flair, for the Flares, like, it would be good to see.
Okay.
Your number?
My number 10 goes to Paige. Paige used to be very, very, very high on my list, but my women's list is always changing. It's so hard to make a women's list like this because there's so many incredible female wrestlers out there. But the minute it's Paige, she's retired now, I guess, sadly. I mean, didn't have a super long run in WWE, but she had an impactful run, I guess. I mean, her debut match, she won the Divas title. And as much as I hate the Divas title, the horrible looking championship, and pretty much everything it represents, it was amazing that she won that. Plus, she was the NXT Women's Champion at the time, and people associate that old NXT Women's title with Asuka. I associate that with Paige. She made that title, in my opinion. But I would like to see her come back one day. I mean, whether she would be medically cleared to do so. When she came back in 2017, I was pretty excited to see what she was going to do. I was sort of hoping that she'd get some big matches with the likes of Charlotte, Bayley, Sasha, Becky, whoever else was there. But she brought that Absolution group. Don't like Sonya Deville that much. I like Mandy Rose. Nothing against Sonya personally, but I just haven't ever been invested in that character. But my number 10 is Paige. What is your number 9, Matthew?
My number 9 is Paige. And I think I disagree with everything you said there. Plus, after winning the Divas title, going on the whole rivalry, her and AJ, and then with AJ coming back for WrestleMania 31, following them two together, like, that's where it really stands out with them two. I just think, give Paige a good kick at the first with AJ, plus first in the Bell Twins and all that. It made it good. But the thing I liked about Paige is probably when she became a SmackDown General Manager. I was happy to see her back, and like, one thing I always loved, like, the whole James Ellsworth and that, getting him out and all. Like, I love Paige. It showed a side where some of that side don't take crap, she won't take anything like that. She'll give everything she got in the ring. Ruthless, there's no doubt.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember the program with the Bella Twins, and I loved the Bella Twins. Nikki Bella was my favourite women's wrestler for the longest time. She's not on this list anymore because she's not about. But yeah, I agree with what you said about Paige there. In terms of my number 9, I hope this doesn't offend a load of people here or annoy you, but it's Becky Lynch. And to be honest, I did find, as much as Becky Lynch is cool and all, and the whole man character, sort of from December till she went off with her pregnancy, I was getting really bored of this cocky face Becky Lynch. I was kind of wanting a heel turn or something, but it didn't happen. She's gone now. I wish her the best. Hopefully she comes back, but she's my number 9. What she did in 2019 was pretty amazing, to be fair. I mean, the whole man thing was super over back then. Did it sort of die out a little bit? In my opinion, yes. It got a little bit stale, but I mean, I think they were just trying to drag as long out of it as possible. But Becky Lynch, she's my number 9. Cool girl. Matthew, you're number 8.
AJ Lee.
Ooh.
Now, it's the way AJ was. One of my things I always love about AJ is, like, she was probably one of the most devious, manipulative wrestlers in the Divas division of all time. The way, back in 2012, with the CM Punk and Daniel Bryan and Kane, the way she manipulated them all, facing each other. And I loved it. Plus, the Money in the Bank match with Daniel Bryan and Punk, AJ as the ref. played them both, got them on top. She even made the men's division even good as well. Like got them through the table both, and the way she worked. And then when she became the general manager, probably wasn't a big fan of it, but it was good to see her do it. Like, now she's most devious and she is in control of everybody. It was plus the slap to Paul Heyman. Got to give her credit for that.
I remember that.
That's my number 8.
My number 8 is the current Impact Knockouts champion, Jordynne Grace. Oh, Jordynne Grace is amazing. Super powerful, super strong. I mean, I could watch Jordynne Grace matches for hours. She's incredible. Glad to see her, as the Impact Knockouts champion. Although I do want Deonna Purrazzo to beat her, just because Deonna Purrazzo has made such an impact in Impact. No pun intended. I like Jordynne Grace. I'd love to see, I'd love to get to see Jordynne Grace live sometime. I don't know if you've ever seen, Matthew, the videos of indie shows, Jordynne Grace picking up fans and body slamming them onto her opponent. I love that. I actually love that. That's just something that she does. Great character, great in-ring ability. I do enjoy her promos too. She's just good. I would like to see her end up in WWE someday. I think she could be incredible in NXT. I mean, and NXT already has a stacked women's division, as we know, but I hope whenever she decides to part with Impact, she chooses WWE, not AEW, although if she went to AEW, that would be a massive boost for them, because their women's division is weak in my opinion. They really need some big stars in there. But yep, my number 8, Jordynne Grace. Matthew, your number 7, please.
Natalya Hart. Best from the best there is, best there was, being now and all. For Natalya, if I was to be a wrestler, from being a veteran and all, I'd like to be trained by Natalya. She's the most known. She knows all the rules in the book. She knows everything that can happen. She's probably one of them. I wouldn't want to get the sharpshooter from her. She can be ruthless sometimes. The one thing I always hated, that she never got a big push. That's one thing that I think she deserved.
Yeah.
Should have got a big push. Probably when she was alongside Beth Phoenix, when she was the champion, if she would have turned on Beth and took it at the time, I would have loved to have seen that. But
she did have that SmackDown Women's Championship run in, was it 2017, wasn't it? But yeah, I agree with the push.
She deserves more than one title, I think.
Yeah.
So, because she always gets some good matches recently and beaten, but I think it's not fair, and I think Natalya's time probably will be coming up soon. So if she was, I'd like to see her become a trainer and train. She could get a lot of good people. So that's my number 7. Number 7, Mark?
My number 7, we'll get to that in just 1 second. Let me make a comment about Natalya, the cornerstone of the WWE Women's Division. That's Natalya. But my number 7, Alexa Bliss. Oh, I love Alexa Bliss so much. I mean, what is there that you have to say about Alexa Bliss? She just has it. She got it in the ring, on the promos, loving her current stuff with Nikki Cross. In fact, I prefer her as a heel. I mean, I do think it works a babyface for Alexa Bliss, but heel Alexa Bliss is way better. I was so happy in 2016 at TLC when she beat Becky Lynch for the SmackDown Women's title. That was a great moment. And I mean, she's went on to have success on Raw and in the women's tag team division with Nikki Cross. I mean, what a woman is Alexa Bliss. I hope she's about for years to come and just continues to win more titles in the WWE Women's Division. That is my number 7, Alexa Bliss. Your number 6, Matthew.
Number 6, Sasha Banks. Now, at first I thought I might put Sasha maybe 4 for her, but it's hard. Sasha, today, I'd say today's wrestler is probably number over today's wrestlers now. Because, like you said, from the NXT last night, it was she can talk. Like, she's someone that she can talk it and back it up at the same time. She can give you like a good punch in the face with slap. Like, she can knock you out. Plus, when she came back last year on the heel turn on Natalia with the broken arm, like, plus what Natalia's going through to have her do that, it takes guts for Natasha to do that, to become one of the most hated people at that time. Plus, I love the switch of the colour of the hair. Looks better. So, plus NXT, Sasha and Bayley, when they used to fight for the NXT title, that I was rooting for Sasha to maybe win that, but I'm glad that Bayley won, because then Sasha got moved up to the main roster and have the team bad, and so for Sasha, there's no doubt one of the best. So that's my number 6.
My number 6 is also the boss, Sasha Banks. I mean, to me, that triple threat match at WrestleMania 32, Sasha Banks should have won the title there. But they give it to Charlotte. Nothing wrong with that. I can see why. And then she had the good long feud with Charlotte Flair over the Raw Women's title in 2016. But my problem was they were just the title was changing hands back and forward, and Sasha never got a true proper reign with a championship title. I did like her NXT championship title run, especially that match with Bayley. That's incredible. That's, you know what, I might rewatch that later. But Sasha as a face, I do like it, but something just works for Sasha as a heel. I mean, I do think she's going to turn on Bayley soon, and I do want to see her win. I would want to see her beat Asuka for the Raw Women's title, but I would want to see her beat Bayley for the SmackDown Women's title, because she deserves a lengthy singles championship run. I mean, I'm liking her with Bayley right now, and it is good, really entertaining. As I said earlier, one of the best parts of the WWE at the minute. But I want to see her get that lengthy title run she deserves. And I'm just going to come straight out and say this: Sasha Banks is the best member of the Four Horsewomen by far. And I mean, they're all great, but she's better than Bayley, she's better than Charlotte, and she's definitely better than Becky Lynch in my opinion. And that's probably going to upset a load of people that I said that, but I don't care. I love Sasha Banks so much. She is awesome. So Matthew, into your top 5 now for the women. Who's number 5?
Trish Stratus.
Oh yeah.
Now, I just want to say, maybe the match against Charlotte at SummerSlam, I wish it had happened maybe a couple of years ago, because she hadn't been in a match for years, and I think maybe she could have had, a couple matches before she faced Charlotte to get her used to it, because that whole match, Charlotte just basically destroyed Millie Trish. Like, from the first 5 minutes, I could tell Charlotte was probably going to win. So, but from years ago, for Trish, not to mention, I'll be saying up next, later, Trish paved the way for women. They made it. Some things they were put through, the whole Vince McMahon and all that they're having to do. I would have been against that, and I know they had no choice. The things they had to wear, come out and do, it wasn't fair. But because of them, women get to do what they get to do now in wrestling. They got their voice and made it get better. Mm-hmm. So I want to say thanks to Trish for doing what she did and had the guts to go and do it to make the women's revolution better every day. So thank you to Trish.
Alright, Trish, you're number 5. If anybody wondered what that loud noise was, I just opened the can of Coke. But yeah, let me just add a wee comment about Trish Stratus. What a legend. I mean, Trish Stratus, Lita and Mickie James, I think they're 3 pioneers, and it was hard for me to, leave the 3 of them off this list as well, especially Mickie James. I'm a big Mickie James fan. But yeah, thank you Trish for everything she did, and thank you Lita, and thank you Mickie James. But now we're into my top 5. My number 5, Tessa Blanchard. Tessa Blanchard is incredible. I mean, she has all these allegations against her, but we're not going to get in depth about that. But she's first woman to hold the Impact World title. She's now been fired or whatever, terminated contract from Impact. Stupid move by Impact, but I see why they did it. But, I mean, I do want to see her end up in WWE. I think she can make a huge splash in their women's division, and it would be great to see her on NXT, but just get her to the main roster. They've lost Charlotte Flair to injury for a while. They've lost Becky Lynch to pregnancy. So they need to get some other big name in there, and Tessa Blanchard is already established, and as you said earlier, you have that thing with Tully Blanchard and Ric Flair, and then Tessa and Charlotte. I mean, you could do something like that if Tully did come to WWE, but Tessa Blanchard, I would like to see her in the WWE. I would like to see her winning one of their women's championships, and let her just have the title for like a year. Let her do something like AJ Styles did a few years back with the WWE title. I think that'd be incredible. Tessa Blanchard, a born legend, as she's referred to herself as, one of my favourites. I'm a big fan of her, and I hope big things are to come for Tessa. So that's my number 5. Matthew, your number 4, please.
Well, it's Lita. And it's the same like what I said with Trish. But Lita, the thing about Lita, like her and the Hardy Boys together, like, with Matt, but also the whole rivalry for Edge and Matt, she had things and like real life, stuff going on in real life, and she was still putting through the wrestling, giving it everything, plus one of the most hard hitting women. Because it was like during the Lita and Trish rival in the backstage, it's not like a brawl broke out. Like 16 years ago or something, it was not a brawl, and they just tore it up in the locker room, like fists flying everywhere. Like Trish, I'd probably just equal, probably the same nearly, like destroyed. Like I wouldn't want to get in a fist fight with her. Just put it like that. That's my top 4.
Lita, well, can I just make a comment about Lita? Her theme song is so good. It's, I listen to it a lot because Lita is a true pioneer of women's wrestling. But yeah, I got what you meant by Lita. Hard for me not to put her in the list, but I had to move. I had to make room for other people. But yeah, my number 4 goes to Toni Storm. Whoa, Toni Storm, a legend. I have a Toni Storm autograph that I got for my birthday last year that I bought off her shop. I think now that shop since closed, but I also have a Toni Storm t-shirt because she is one of my favourites, and I loved seeing her representing Team NXT at Survivor Series with Rhea Ripley. It was class. I loved her as the NXT UK Women's Champion. Loved those matches with Rhea Ripley. I mean, I would love to see her on NXT, and, even a heel Toni Storm, I would like to see that in WWE. Maybe she could turn heel on Rhea, and they could have a feud. That's if Rhea doesn't come to the main roster soon. But she's world traveled, Toni Storm. She's won titles everywhere. But, she's one of the wrestlers that I really want to meet in an OTT show. Toni Storm. I think, I would spend a lot of money buying her merch at that show. She's incredible. In fact, I'd say, go as far to say she potentially might be the best women's wrestler right now. Maybe. She's incredible in ring. If you haven't ever seen Toni Storm, you need to look up some Toni Storm matches. You're going to be amazed, and you're going to be really entertained. So that's my number 4. It's getting into the top 3 now, Matthew. Number 3, please.
Well, I've already mentioned 1, 2 being Charlotte and Asuka, so this is realistic, the last one to say. That would be Becky Lynch. Now, it's kind of hard to choose between them 3 to who be number 1 and which place, but Becky, like you said, last year, the thing I liked is her and Seth together, the rivalry between Corbin and Evans.
Yeah, people crapped on that for no reason. I actually enjoyed that.
I think it was because having Lacey as a Seth referee, I think that kind of made it just a bit boring to start. She just kept doing slow counts, and it was getting a bit set up, but then it did play out to having Becky get in. Like, I did like it. I don't think she should have been special guest referee. If it had been just her at ringside and then Becky at ringside, maybe it would have been better. But the whole rivalry, plus, I loved it. Like, I didn't want Becky to be a heel in the SummerSlam match. It was like triple Charlotte. Her
Carmella.
Doctor, I think.
Carmella.
Like,
Oh.
I didn't like it at the time when she did. Like, I didn't want her to go heel. Like, everyone was saying it tonight. But then when she did turn on, because when Charlotte won, that's when I was happy when Becky took her out. I was really happy with that. Because at that time I was set up with Charlotte winning so many titles at the time, and Becky had enough, loved it, and then became champion. Like that blew it. No doubt Becky, I respect her, and just to mention, hope her and Seth are happy within next year having their kid.
Oh yeah.
Mini Messiah.
The mini Messiah.
Congratulations to them.
The genes that child's gonna have from Becky and from Seth.
Oh, please.
I want to see that child be a wrestler. So that's your number 3, Becky Lynch then?
Yeah.
Yeah, just to reiterate a few things you said there. The whole Baron Corbin, Lacey Evans, Rollins Lynch feud, I actually enjoyed it. I watched those matches back the other day. I don't know why people really, crapped on that feud. It was entertaining enough. I mean, I suppose it's because personal lives were involved in it, but people hate Baron Corbin, and do you know what? Baron Corbin, he's just a good heel. I have to give that to him. He's just a good heel. But you said Lacey Evans and you said Carmella there. That's 2 other women that I had to leave off this list that I really enjoy. I mean, that just shows how many good women's wrestlers there is that I had to leave off, because it's hard for me to do the women's list. It's easier for the men's for me, but the women's is harder. So that was your number 3, Matthew. I'm going to give my number 3 right now. Rhea Ripley.
Oh.
Rhea Ripley. A powerhouse. She's just a badass, honestly. I was really excited to see her and Charlotte at WrestleMania, and to me, that match was a little underwhelming, and Rhea should have won that match, in my opinion. And she didn't, but then she didn't get the championship back at NXT TakeOver in Your House against Charlotte and Io. And okay, they gave the title to Io. Yeah, I suppose Io deserved it after being in NXT for quite some time, but Rhea, she deserved a lengthier run, in my opinion. Yes, as I said earlier, the feud with Toni Storm over the NXT UK Women's title, really enjoyed that. Rhea, I think I first really started becoming a big fan of Rhea in 2018 after all that Mae Young Classic stuff in the early days of NXT UK. I mean, NXT UK, it's a good show. There's a lot of rumours about what's going to happen to it, but, I don't watch it as much as I did, and that's primarily because Rhea Ripley's not on the show anymore. She was one of the reasons that I watched it. She's on NXT. I'm not really sure why she's feuding with Aaliyah and Robert Stone at the minute. I mean, okay, she beat the both of them last night, but let's either bring Toni Storm over and have her feud with Rhea, or just move Rhea to the main roster, because she could do big things there.
Yeah.
And I think she's really young. She's only 24, 25 maybe. She's got a bright future ahead of her, and big things will come for Rhea Ripley in the World Wrestling Entertainment. So, Matthew, your number 2 and your number 1 you said was Asuka and Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
Do you want to just reiterate any points about why they're good? I mean, I did hear, I think it was Rusev said that Asuka was the best women's wrestler ever. I think I heard him say that. I mean, she is good.
It's not really... it's not hard to argue with that, because it is true. But, even when I hear some of the people from, your list, it is... I wouldn't say greatest of all time, but probably out of all of them, I would say, number 3 or 2.
Okay, and Charlotte Flair's up there for you. Yeah, I didn't have Asuka in this list, and that's another one that was hard not to put in. Charlotte got the honourable mention because she's incredible, but my number 2 Killer Kelly. I don't know if you're familiar with Killer Kelly, Matthew, are you?
No.
She's more indie based. I mean, I'm not sure. She was on NXT UK, didn't do too much. Not sure she's still there. She hasn't showed up in a long time, but I really like Killer Kelly. Really want to meet Killer Kelly. OTT need to get her at a show so I can buy Killer Kelly merch and meet Killer Kelly. And I do have some Killer Kelly signed 8x10s. Big shout out to her for that. And she has liked a few of my tweets and stuff. Really enjoy Killer Kelly. And Matthew, you said you're not familiar. What you gotta do is you gotta look up some Killer Kelly matches. She's so hard hitting. She's a badass.
Looking at, already telling, just looking at her when you look her up, holy flip. Like, it's got the face that you wouldn't want to mess with.
Yeah.
The mouth guard and everything, so.
She's a badass. Really enjoy Killer Kelly's work. So, my number one, Session with Martina. What a woman, what a legend. I've met her a couple of times, got some merch, some 8x10s, some a t-shirt. Really want to get that snapback. You know, she's one of the most entertaining wrestlers out there. She's signed with Ring of Honor. She still does the indies or OTT and stuff like that. Ring of Honor, I hope she has a lot of success in Ring of Honor, but she turned down the NXT UK contract, and I don't blame her. But I don't know, you said to me last night you weren't extremely familiar with Session Moth because you haven't started, exploring OTT, things like that. You will love her.
I used to watch Ring of Honor probably like with the Adam Cole days.
Yeah, see, she's just signed last year, so.
Yeah, I kind of like not lost interest, because it still is good. But just when they left, I more followed Adam Cole and Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks and all where they went. I followed them everywhere they went. So
yeah.
When I see that all these wrestlers, like, I do want to start watching it, and I'm going to start watching it again. Know all these great wrestlers.
Yep. So the Session Moth herself is my number one. You know, anybody that listens to this and is not familiar with Martina's work, you just have to look it up. She loves beer. That's the main thing. So, look her up. You will be entertained and you will thoroughly enjoy everything she does. Big shout out to her. So, that concludes the women's top 10 lists for us then. We're going to move on. We're going to move on to the men's.
Oh, just to shout out, my top 10 women, probably because I don't know most of the women, even probably 2 or 3 in your list. Once the first in my list will probably change. Like you said, it will change a lot. So we need to know them more, so probably will change.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, so you want to move on to the men's now then?
Right.
So,
top 10.
Top 10. Do you have any honourable mentions?
Alright, honourable mention. Well, I gotta give gotta give to Roman Reigns. You know, he's one that I didn't put in it. His power, he can hit. I wanted to include him. The way he hits hard, I feel bad for him because right now he's my favourite at the minute. But he doesn't have, over the years he's lost muscle, he's lost the fitness. But not to say, like, I'm not trying to get bad because I do know he had the leukemia that held him back, which is not his fault. So maybe if he didn't have that, he probably would, and he was able to get more the craftwork and fitness of it. I probably would have him number 10. So I do feel bad, because he had that, and I feel bad saying it.
So he's an honourable mention for you then?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Is he your only honourable mention?
Well, I gotta give maybe John Moxley. No, he's only, formerly known as Dean Ambrose and all, only getting to be really big over the last year or so. Because he was known basically from WWE just being a lunatic, a crazy guy. But now he's known for being such a good wrestler. Plus, not to mention, like when he came back to Seth Rollins for the SummerSlam, he did work hard. You could tell he worked hard to get back into better shape, do better, take on bigger guys again. But I think he will. He could be in the future. He could be. Listen, I know he'll become one of the biggest stars in the world. He is now, but top 10 today. He would be, probably top six in the world today, I'd say.
Okay. So is that concluding your honourable mentions then for the men?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So I have 4 honourable mentions for the men. So we're going to start with Drew McIntyre as the first honourable mention. Current WWE champion. Wasn't too invested in McIntyre back in the day until he went to Impact around 2015. I fell in love with Drew McIntyre. Loved his work in Impact, and he came back, did some good stuff in NXT. Really enjoyed that. Glad he's back, and he's the WWE champion. He deserves that. Another honourable mention for me: Stone Cold Steve Austin. What a complete badass. I mean, such a shame that we're just a little bit too young to have lived in the Attitude Era to see things like Stone Cold Steve Austin. But, I mean, you go back and watch that on WWE Network, it's insane. And Austin, big shout out to him for replying hell yeah to one of my tweets a few months ago. That made me so happy. My third honourable mention goes to Kevin Owens. Really love Kevin Owens. Loved the stuff in 2016 with him and Jericho feuding with Rollins and Reigns. That, was the best thing about Raw in 2016. And people said that Raw after the brand split in 2016 just was complete crap. I actually enjoyed it. SmackDown was good, but I'm a Raw guy. I enjoyed that. Kevin Owens, a good guy. And my final, and this was so hard not to put him in the top 10, Randy Orton, the Viper, the Apex Predator, and most importantly, the Legend Killer. I'm loving what he's doing now, and in fact, I'm going to go as far to say Randy Orton is the best heel in wrestling of all time. He just is. I mean, everybody knows Randy Orton. The man is a legend, a future Hall of Famer, and he's only 40, so he's going to be around for a while yet, and I want to see him one more match with Edge, finish that feud, but enjoying his work right now. The man is a true legend. Alright, Matthew, you're number 10 for the men, please.
Just to say, back to Randy Orton just for one thing.
Yeah.
What do you think about this, when it was called the greatest wrestling match ever, do you think it was the greatest match ever?
No, I don't think it was the greatest match ever. I do think it was a great match, but it wasn't the greatest match ever. I mean, I wouldn't even go as far as say it would be like a top 10 personal favourite match of mine. I mean, it was a good match. I enjoyed it. Now, apparently there was breaks in it and all because it was shot, but the
suffered an injury and all. So.
Yeah, the fake crowd thing was kind of annoying, but I did enjoy it. It was a good show, Backlash, to be fair, and I'm really enjoying WWE at the minute. I think they're improving, but that was a big part of why the whole storyline WWE has been so good in 2020, but it wasn't the greatest match ever. So you're number 10 then?
Well, don't think no doubt, it's Finn Balor.
Okay.
Now, Finn, well, how can I say? Bullet Club, founder Finn Balor, there you go. Demon King, he's one of the best, plus out of wrestling, probably everyone in this world in fitness, probably one of the best physiques ever that I've ever seen. Plus how quick, not to mention, the whole rivalry with Brock last year at Royal Rumble. Then, now I know it did look like it was unlikely that he would have won against Brock. Finn deserved to win that title again. He deserved to win the title. He never lost. He should have got it. And because, plus, not to mention the first time he ever tapped out, made by Brock, and it wasn't fair. Plus, having someone that can stand up against Braun Strowman and all. And at the time, I also I think I've seen and heard that Vince McMahon wasn't even high on him. Finn Balor even let him face Brock or Braun, but it just didn't make any sense. As everyone knows, Vince likes guys they're like 6'3" and 300-pound men that are, big. But Finn had the physique, he had the fitness level, Bullet Club, and then coming into NXT, him and Samoa Joe were together. I love their rivalry.
Yeah.
And then
they had good matches. They had good matches, and sorry to cut you off there, but let me just plug this match here. Samoa Joe, Finn Balor, steel cage match, NXT TakeOver the End in 2016. I remember watching that live. It was an underrated match.
Yeah.
So Finn's your number 10 then?
Yeah, and just one match that Finn needs to have. If he ever went back to the main roster, the match that him and AJ had, not TLC, because like Bray Wyatt couldn't be there.
Yes, TLC 2017.
It shouldn't. I know it was a good match, but because there was no build to it, to have that AJ and Finn match, the dream match out there, so it wasn't the right time. Should have left it to have a build up to it, and plus, because AJ, it was out of the blue, he got called for the match. So like he had no idea, he didn't get time to train and learn the whole thing about Finn to make it a good match. So it was a good match, but more like Finn just took control of AJ because he was ready for it. So if Finn ever moves, they need to make him and AJ face each other. There you go.
Can I say one thing about Finn Balor? I used to quite enjoy Finn Balor, and since he's went to NXT, I've lost interest in Finn Balor. I mean, he's a good wrestler, and I don't know why they put him on NXT. I just have lost interest in him. He had the dream matches, with the Rollins and with AJ. Although I do agree that if they put a build to that, but I was really enjoying that OGBC stuff, start of 2018, him with Gallows and Anderson. Sadly, nothing really ever came of that, but, Finn Balor, he's good in ring, but he's not on my list. I don't think Finn Balor ever would be in my top 10, but he was good, and I did enjoy him from about 2016 to mid-2019. But my number 10 is the current and longest reigning NXT champion, Adam Cole, baby! Oh, you just had to get the baby out of there. I've got this list written down, and right beside Adam Cole, just in brackets, baby. What is there to say about Adam Cole? He's so good in ring. I love the Undisputed Era. His indie stuff was good. It was good. But I'm really enjoying this NXT stuff, and I can't wait for Adam Cole to come to the main roster. We got that dream match with Rollins sort of before Survivor Series last year for me. That was a dream match, but I want to see it over a title and a build to it. And Adam Cole, you could have him against AJ, you could have him against Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns. I don't know, anybody. Adam Cole will have a good match with anybody. And, I can't wait for him to come to the main roster, but I'm loving his NXT stuff. Love the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole is my number 10, baby. Number 9 for you, Matthew?
Not to mention, Adam Cole has got the best super kick now in the world.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Knee strikes, kick, you name it.
The Panama Sunrise, that is some move, to be honest.
Plus, for someone like him, the way his body is, he is so, I'm glad. When people say he should, probably take a bit of steroids, get a bit bigger, because he's not a big guy, it's good for his size and how flexible he is. Just to jump and flip the guy that quick, I love it. If that was my wrestling, that would be my finisher.
Another dream match, Adam Cole, Drew McIntyre.
Oh,
that would be good. Even Adam Cole, Triple H, that's another dream match. I would like to see that sometime.
That's one of my dream matches ever since they were together, even with Daniel Bryan and Adam Cole. If Triple H ever got sick of the whole thing, because with William Regal trying to ruin on the Undisputed Era, if Triple H ever got sick of it, and he just decided to step in for it, that's one for the one. The guy that created NXT is the NXT champion. There you go.
Yep, so who's your number 9?
The Beast. One, made 21-1. Brock Lesnar. Now, most people give him a lot of criticism for being Vince's boy over the years, even with the whole Undertaker back in 2003. He's still Vince's boy. And then going to UFC and coming back and still being allowed to just get into the big match with John Cena right away. the Inventor's boy, like all that. It wasn't fair on Brock. Like even though it happened, and even Edge got a bit sick of it. Brock coming back and he got the title shot right away without having to work for it. Plus, he wouldn't show up at things unless he got money. Like, I actually want to say something. I was mad at first, but then I got to give props to Brock. It was a smart idea. You're one of the most dangerous men in the world. You know, you're the champion, and you're not going to show up unless you get money. And plus, if they try to do anything about it, like, you can just break them in half easy. Sure, the Royal Rumble, triple threat, Braun, Kane. That's when I really knew Brock as being the dangerous man alive. A guy that was 6'8", 300 and nearly 400-pound man. He was a former strongman, and Brock just basically got kneed in the face by him and stood up and bust face. And what I believe the words that were said by Brock was just when he said, "Slow the down," he said to Braun. Like, that was, like, that's what Brock deserves more than what is given to him.
You have those. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
He should. I do agree that he maybe should think about the way he does treat the business. He needs to respect it more. But, you know, I don't blame him for the way he is, because nobody would want to mess with him. So, like, he's a smart man. There you go. Like, if I was Brock, I would probably do the same. Because nobody can touch him, like, there you go.
You said triple threat match at the Royal Rumble and said that one with Braun and Kane. You know, when it comes to triple threat match, Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble, I think 2015 with Cena and Rollins, that was a really good match. I mean, Brock seems to have good matches against smaller guys. Like that stuff with Bryan and the stuff with AJ was incredible. In fact, the stuff with Seth was good too, the storyline that they told. But yeah, Brock Lesnar, not a huge fan of him, but I see he's a pay-per-view draw, and you know, I don't mind seeing him. But for my number 9, I'm going to go with the phenomenal AJ Styles. I mean, he's had the incredible WWE title run. He's had a few United States title runs, and now he is the Intercontinental Champion. He won that in an amazing match on SmackDown Live against Daniel Bryan a few weeks ago. I can't wait to see what he does with the title. I think he might be feuding with Matt Riddle, maybe, which should be good. But AJ Styles, I love all the stuff he's done. You know, we got another dream match of mine out of the way last year. AJ Styles and Seth Rollins, Money in the Bank 2019 for the Universal Championship. Great match. Loved the Boneyard match. I loved the story going into WrestleMania this year. It was good fun. Really enjoyed the Boneyard match. And, you know, AJ Styles, he's one of the best wrestlers of all time. One of the best wrestlers in the world right now. If you don't like AJ Styles, do you even like wrestling?
Something wrong with it. Yeah, there's something wrong with you. You shouldn't be a wrestling fan. Not to mention that AJ said, it was said that AJ would probably retire this year when he loses the title, or next year, which no way he should. He can still kick ass. He can still do phenomenal forearms. Like, of all guys that have done botches jumping off the rope, like, he jumps off all the rope every time he's done it. He's never slipped and fell. Like, there's no way he should retire anytime soon.
No, I think he should go for another 3 or 4 years. Like, we need to get those dream matches with Cole and maybe Drew McIntyre. Maybe, I can't remember if he faced Randy Orton.
Yeah.
I thought he did, but I think we should continue with, you know, the AJ Styles matches. So, yeah, Randy Orton, AJ Styles, I want to see that again. He's AJ Styles, my number 9. Matthew, your number 8, please.
Randy Orton. Apex Predator, Legend Killer. There's no doubt, you know, the guy that came from Evolution, and some people will say that Randy Orton has got help, like, from so many people. Triple H, Ric Flair, click him in. So 2 of the guy that could get the business in the future, own it, and then the one that is known for being, you know, one of the legends of the business. You know, they both trained him, both showed him, brought him up into it. And then plus, after Evolution, people always say he went to Legacy, and then he joined the Wyatt family. Like, and in the authority, you know, he's always had people watching his back. But that's what good stuff about Randy Orton. You know, he's someone that will just sneak up behind you. You know, he'll have people distract his opponent, and then he'll just sneak in like a snake and just get you.
But he's an incredible heel.
Oh, no doubt. Like every time, the time he turned babyface against the Wyatts, like, or against the Shield, it was good. But like there was no, I just didn't feel there was nothing going for him. Like he is so much better as a heel.
Yeah.
He'll destroy you. Plus his RKO, not to mention, is the most popular finisher in the world. Like when I was growing up at school, everybody did the RKO. Everybody. Like then again, he couldn't do it probably like more like a stunner, but RKOs everyone did. So I got props. Thank you to Orton for the RKO. So there you go.
Okay, my number 8 is Dean Ambrose, well, as he's currently known, John Moxley. I mean, I like what he's doing in AEW. He's really entertaining, but I prefer Dean Ambrose. WWE as people say people say it was bad. No, it wasn't. The Shield, it was great. To be fair, the only bad thing was that heel turn in 2018. Didn't really enjoy that, and it didn't really last. 'Cause he just turned face again, but. He was good in the Shield. Loved the stuff with him and Rollins. I'd have liked to see a sort of a program with him and Roman Reigns that was a lengthy feud, but it wasn't really. It was always more of a Shield thing. But he got a WWE title run. Didn't last too long, but it was an incredible moment when he got it. Reigns walked in as champ. Rollins beat Reigns for the title, and Ambrose cashed in on Rollins for the title. It was just one of those moments that I'll never forget watching live. But he's my number 8. I really enjoy him. Dean Ambrose, or John Moxley, whatever you want to call him, is one of the best right now. Sad that he left WWE, but, he clearly didn't like what they were doing with him, and he's done big things in AEW. So I'm glad that he's enjoying what he's doing right now, and, hopefully he comes back one day, because I'm hoping we get a Shield triple threat at WrestleMania, main event in someday. So, that's my number 8, Matthew. Your number 7?
Yeah, so I just come back to that. When the only reason I think it was he left WWE because, he was thinking about it because they were making him heel. And he didn't like to get the way he was getting the reactions. He didn't like to be that type of guy. Like the run with the Shield and the Brothers. So I don't understand that. That was one of the reasons, I think. And then to turn him babyface just because he's leaving. Like, if you're going to do it now, why didn't you just do it all before? Maybe it could have been one thing to maybe keep him if you got him the title run with, being the Shield again. Maybe that would have kept him.
That's what I didn't. That's what I didn't get. Like October 2019, he turned heel, and by like February or March, he's face again.
And that's the reason he might have left. Like, so now you're doing it. I think that's the downfall. Just to say about WWE when they had the downfall at the time, they didn't have their heads screwed up. They mucked up a couple of times, but now they're better. But Ambrose is he's the best. Like, not to say AEW, to say Chris Jericho. They might be lucky to have him if they didn't have Moxley. But like, it was a mistake to lose him. So, like, number 7 on my list would be Hulk Hogan.
Brother.
Oh, NWO. Now, like I said, probably will be the best time in Hulk Hogan's career, best of all time. Well, most famous would have been Andre, but I think in WWE, that's the time, like, everyone always agreed, we hate seeing the good guys and the bad guys. It lasted for, how many years of Hulk Hogan? Like, almost 10 years of, like, good guy, bad guy routine, and Andre being like that. Not to mention Andre, one of the best champs of all time. Just Hulk Hogan. I think they should have changed it at the time instead of having him always facing good guys. And I'm glad he left because he went to NWO. Like, that turn when he joined them, made it happen. Everybody, I think it was also a fan jumped into the ring to attack him. It was a good choice for him to move. And or life. They just completely destroyed the fan. Beer cups thrown all over them. It was, and then going to the whole Goldberg feud of NWO. And then not to mention, after WCW was ended, he went then to TNA and helped it, and that was good. Hogan and Sting, the feud from WCW to TNA, then Eric Bischoff, and one thing to say, I think it was a bit of a I will admit, Eric Bischoff and the whole thing with Hogan made it good at TNA, but Hogan, Sting, it was great TNA. Plus, Aces and Eights, Hogan, Bully Ray. That is when I really think Impact had they finally worked up for the whole years, and that was the best moment ever. Like, just hit the authority and Hogan just kept saying over and over again, you know, what was it? I used you, Hogan, and screwed you, Brooke, and Hulk just pointing fingers in, you son of a bitch, you son of a bitch. Oh, like, Hogan, no doubt.
A legend.
No doubt. Plus, people can compare him to like someone like John Cena, and him are like, Hogan is one of a kind.
Yeah.
Not to mention, in my room, I've got like a Hulk Hogan statue. So, like, that just tells, he's one of my, I look up to him. Like I always just do impersonations. All you're going to do, brother, so.
I've got a Hulk Hogan t-shirt, the Hulkamania one.
Like, you have to give props to Hogan for being one of the guys that started it for us.
Yeah.
Like, he was the one that made, teams like the Shield that ended up happening. Teams like, well, nowadays, like the New Day that even happened. Or, you know, when it was like the Bullet Club, you know, NWO and Hogan made that happen. So, respect to them. Thank you for doing that. There we go.
Okay, my number 7 is Rey Mysterio, the greatest masked wrestler of all time. You know, Rey Mysterio, he's been around for a long time. He's currently involved in some feud with the Monday Night Messiah, which I'm really enjoying. And, you know, Rey, he can still go. He's like in his mid-40s, probably near his 50s now. Can't exactly remember what age he is, but, you know, he's been around for the longest time. I don't really understand why he left WWE in 2014. You know, he had 4 years away and he came back and everybody was happy to see him again, and he's just one of those popular wrestlers that pretty much everybody knows. Rey Mysterio, he's had so many good matches. I mean, I really enjoy the stuff with Batista. I don't know if you've ever seen the stuff with Batista, have you, Matthew?
Oh, the Rey Mysterio Batista?
Yep, yeah. I enjoy that stuff.
I love that.
That was good stuff. And then you had...
He did the hand on him, but yeah.
Yeah, but, you know, I enjoy Rey Mysterio's matches a lot, and, you know, you can't go wrong with watching some Rey Mysterio matches. The greatest the greatest luchador of all time, the master of the 619, Rey Mysterio. Matthew, would you care to give us your number 6?
Number 6. Oh, sorry, just to say, I think I did a head too. I did like, Hulk Hogan was my 6. So you want to say your 6? I went ahead and did 2.
Oh, my 6?
Sorry.
No problem. First episode troubles, you know, but we'll get better. My number 6, the big dog, Roman Reigns. You know, Roman Reigns, everybody seemed to... I think everybody at the time, the early days of the Shield, thought that he was, you know, their best guy. You know, he was the big powerhouse, you know, you had that legendary spear. Reigns, you know, the big powerhouse, as I said, of the Shield. You know, everybody likes him, but then, you know, he gets shoved down their throats a wee bit and people got tired, and, you know, I myself did get a wee bit tired of seeing Roman Reigns all the time, but, you know, I love the guy. He's a great wrestler. He can put on great matches, you know. You should totally check out the Rollins-Reigns Money in the Bank 2016 match. That was a good match. Some of the stuff with Drew McIntyre last year was good. The Taker and Reigns versus Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre match at Extreme Rules 2019 was amazing. So, Roman Reigns, you know, he's overcome leukemia. You know, hope he's doing well at the minute. He's taking some time off because of the current pandemic, but can't wait to see him back and can't wait to see him win the Universal title again. Matthew, who's your number 5?
Well, you can't see me, John Cena. Right, this was a hard one to put him there, because like when I first started watching wrestling, even today, John Cena was my favourite. And all I ever did was like buy Cena merch, had the armband, the hat, everything. Tried to put it in my arm, even if my arm wasn't big, I just tried to turn it half to get the whole way up. So like Cena was my favourite. But it wasn't just that. One thing that, you know, don't think it's about being a wrestler for Cena. Like, he wasn't always the quickest, but he was known for being strong. He could lift Big Show, he could lift all of them, even Henry, and the great rivals. One thing that I always loved was him and The Rock. That was a good rivalry I loved. But when it came, WrestleMania 28, I was hoping Cena would have won. But when it happened the following year, even for the title, that's when I was glad that Cena won that for the title. Not to mention I'm not a big fan of The Rock, but sorry, Rocky, you couldn't see Cena that night, so there you go.
Yeah, Cena, a man that follows me on Twitter. That was a great day when that happened for me. Yeah, Cena, another legend. He's not in my list. I do like Cena. He always puts on good matches. All the matches with AJ Styles, the Rollins match at SummerSlam, every match with Randy Orton is enjoyable. Had good matches with Triple H, good matches with some of those bigger guys. Cena, he's been around for a long time, about 18 years or so, and he still can go. I want to see him back. I know we can't do the whole full-time schedule now because all his movie things, but I want to see him. I want to see him back and having a couple more matches with some of the younger guys, maybe like Adam Cole, for example, or a Drew McIntyre. Would love to see that. John Cena, a legend. But my number 5, the Celtic Warrior Sheamus. Everybody talks about, the best Irish wrestler ever is Finn Balor or Becky Lynch or whoever. No, it's not. It's Sheamus. Sheamus is incredible. I was a big fan of Sheamus back sort of the early 2010s, when he was feuding with Cena and Triple H, and he had those World Heavyweight title runs and the WWE title runs as well. And as I said earlier, people get a wee bit annoyed Roman Reigns being shoved down the fans' throats in 2015. Yeah. I loved that cash-in at Survivor Series 2015. I mean, I kind of wasn't happy that Reigns won the title. And then, out of nowhere, bam, bro kick. I was like, yes, this is happening. Sheamus has just saved us. But, I like the stuff with Jeff Hardy at the minute. I mean, some of it's a wee bit distasteful, but, Jeff Hardy and Sheamus, it's a good rivalry. And, he can always put on a good match. I love the stuff with him and Cesaro in the bar. Some of those matches with Rollins and Ambrose in 2017. Incredible stuff. Sheamus, another, guy who's been around for a long time. And, I hope he's around for a couple more years, and having a few good feuds before he retires. Maybe a couple. And an Intercontinental title run, actually, so he can be a Grand Slam champion. So, yeah, he's my number 5.
Well, anybody listening to this, Sheamus, you have to check out his Celtic Warrior workout. Tried it. It's probably one of the best workouts you could ever do with him. Plus, other wrestlers always appear on it, showing there what they do to get like them. Plus, when I seen Jinder Mahal, it showed that people think that people heavy with training. Jinder Mahal is probably the lightest weight. It was like 11 kilograms of dumbbell curls. And it shows how good. But you have to watch it. Celtic Warrior workout.
Okay, who's your number 4?
4, phenomenal AJ Styles. Now, AJ, one of my favourite matches, him and Cena. Now, out of that rivalry, I wanted Cena, but AJ, when he took out Cena at SummerSlam, it was AA from the top rope, two other AAs just regularly, and it still kicked out. And it depends, it shows how smart of a wrestler he was during that match. He did the Styles Clash, but he didn't pin him, went and did phenomenal for him to take him out. It shows that he's a good worker.
Hold on a second. Let me just ask you. They had the 3 pay-per-view matches, and it was Money in the Bank 2016, SummerSlam 2016, and Royal Rumble 2017. Out of those 3, what was your favourite match between Cena and AJ?
I think it would have been, because I wanted Cena to win, it would have been Royal Rumble. But because it was for the title, plus he equalised the record. But for the hype, for me, for AJ Styles, SummerSlam.
Yeah, okay. I'd probably say Royal Rumble, but yeah, fair enough. So AJ's your number 4 then, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
That Money in the Bank match. Why the heck did you have Gallows and Anderson come out? They ruined it.
Suppose. Suppose that is true, and you have to also give AJ the credit for the Payback 2016 and Extreme Rules 2016 matches with Roman Reigns. I think they're some of Reigns' best matches.
Can we just say also Impact?
Yes, we need to mention AJ and Impact.
What he made Impact what it was. Like, coming up to the last time he was in it, when everyone knew when Impact he was going to leave, they were throwing him at waste. Making him go to maybe doing aces and eights, and then just he left and came back for a bit, and then they didn't really use him. They just knew he was going to leave.
He had that sort of thing where he was the world champion, and he left, he walked out, and then they crowned, I think it was Magnus as the world champion, and then he just came back in with the world title, and there was 2 world titles. It was sort of like a CM Punk John Cena thing back in 2011. But yeah, my number 4 is a man that I've met, and a man that I have 2 signatures of. One from when I met him, and one from a picture of him and his brother that I bought online. The charismatic enigma, Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy, I think he's the reason why people were doing front flips as kids and stuff. I mean, he's just incredible. I love Jeff Hardy so much. I mean, deserves to be a Hall of Famer. Loving what he's doing right now. So glad that he's still going at it at the age, I think, 42, I think he is. So glad he's still going at it. And he's still got it as well. And, Jeff Hardy really enjoyed that match with Cesaro. I think there's Money in the Bank this year. Enjoyed the match with Sheamus. Hopefully there's another one to come soon. Would love to see him get one more title reign of some description. I was happy to see him become the Grand Slam champion in 2018 when he won the United States title. But Jeff Hardy, all the countless good matches Jeff Hardy's had, I've been watching Jeff Hardy since I was really young. Sort of probably more of the tail end of his WWE days in about like the late 2000s. Then he had the TNA stuff that was incredible. I love Jeff Hardy in TNA. He had the feuds with Bobby Roode and Austin Aries and all those other guys, and stuff with Matt Hardy in TNA as well, especially the broken stuff. Then you had those great matches in WWE, and one that always really stands out to me is that match with The Undertaker. I think it was for the WWE title. It was a ladder match, he earned the respect of the dead man in that match, and that's an incredible one that I watched back a few weeks ago. But Jeff Hardy, he's my number 4. Now we're getting to the top 3. Matthew, take it away with your number 3.
No, I think it is a bit unfair to just say my top 3 when they come to him. The number 3 is Triple H. Now, the King of Kings, there's no, gonna maybe probably get the business one day. If anything does happen with him, he will likely get it. Triple H, since I started watching wrestling, he's always been the guy that I wish I could have been like. He was ruthless, had the power, he knew how to take control. He had the brains in for everything. Evolution. At 40, plus the 40 was probably when I actually didn't really like Triple H. He knew how to get the big show and key and put beside him to make him look like nobody could touch him. Plus, going from it was cool when I loved Triple H with all the long hair, covered in the flip, doing all that, but when he cut it short and put the suit on, people give them backlash and give them stuff for it. It was all Stephanie and all this. People hate it. It looked really good on him when he did it all. Plus, not to mention just before that, when he took out Daniel Bryan, it was not fair, but it started a great rivalry, and I'm glad he did it at the time. I'm glad. So, Triple H. Plus, just to say, The Undertaker and the whole era, Shawn Michaels and all, it's one of my best ever. I do want to say, though, when it hit the crown jewel, even when you've seen the last ride, they all knew it was a mess. It wasn't the dream match we all wanted to see. I always wanted to see the DX and Brothers Destruction. Not like that, my dream match ever, but I'm glad I got to see Hell in a Cell in WrestleMania 28. Never better. So I want to say thank you, Triple H.
Yeah. Completely agree with pretty much everything you said there. I'm sorry to Keane, he's not on my list, and Keane is a cool guy. Yeah, term Triple H and Undertaker, WrestleMania 27 and 28, two of my all-time favourite matches. I love them. I mean, the story that was told in those matches was incredible. But for my number 3, I'm going to go with the Dead Man, the Phenom, the American Badass, the GOAT. Let me just say, the best wrestler of all time, the Undertaker. You know, whenever I started watching wrestling, Undertaker was my favourite. So he was. And, you know, this is probably back, you know, there was all those retirement rumours back in like the early 2010s, and I was like, oh no. And I nearly was in tears back then because I was a young kid and I really liked The Undertaker. And, you know, watched The Last Ride. It was incredible. Really enjoyed it. And I mean, everything the man has given to the business is amazing. And The Undertaker, you know, I understand how it's hard for him to give it up, but, you know, he had to go. And, you know, well, we don't really know if he has exactly gone, but still, you know, when The Undertaker shows up, I pay attention, because, you know, you never know, nowadays, you never know when it's going to be the last time you can see The Undertaker. And sadly, I've never actually seen The Undertaker live, but I've watched, well, live in person, but I've watched a lot of Undertaker live stuff. And, you know, he is the greatest of all time. There's no doubt about that. Say Cena, you can say Austin, you can say Rock, you can say Flair, you can say Hogan, but they're not The Undertaker. The whole WrestleMania streak, incredible stuff. And the countless amazing matches The Undertaker put on in his lengthy career is completely wonderful. Thank you, Taker. I just have to say thank you, Taker, for everything that he's done for wrestling. So your top 2, Matthew. Your number 2 then?
Now, people would consider him the best. To me, he's second, so it's Stone Cold Steve Austin.
What?
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
What?
Stone Cold Steve Austin!
Oh, hell
yeah. S.O.B. ever to live what is there. I speaking of Stone Cold and speeches, all the things he did to fans, like, plus in the world today, everybody who would know Steve would know him for being the type of badass guy, probably getting arrested or something. People would probably think, but no, like, you know, he took stuff to that. Every week he would let himself get arrested. Looked like he's getting arrested to happen to the fans. You know what happened? It was amazing. Vince took out. Plus, one thing I did hate when he turned heel, I wasn't really all for it, but it left to make a great match with him and Triple H versus Kane Undertaker. That was one of the best. It was great to see that.
2-man power trip. Sad it was so short, but it was good.
Just to say stunner to anybody. And I know people, I think it was like a year ago, 2 years ago, people, like, after the Raw 25, when he came back and stunned Shane and McMahon, like, he looked bigger, like, he looked like you could tell he's been trying to stay in shape for a man that's, like, what was he, 50 at the time? So, like, a man that stayed in shape. People think he should have returned, and it looked like he could have returned. Like, I think it was like you said a couple years ago, the stunner rep is like his spine. Like, for Hulk Hogan, everyone used the operation he got from doing the leg drop. And the Stone Cold, it wasn't that bad, but nearly that bad to his. That's why he wouldn't come back and do any more stunners. Just make a special appearance and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad that he's doing special appearances, but just to say, I think that whole Austin 316 day was kind of it was a bit of a bad one. You know, it was weird with no fans to do that, and the cards that he had to read, like, that was, I hope he comes back and does something else, because Stone Cold reading out of a card is not the way for Stone Cold to do. Him speaking his own words is a lot better. But I'm happy Steve Stunner, Byron Saxton. And to make it better, Becky stung him. So whatever, didn't mind it.
Yeah.
So I want to say, so Stone Cold, well done.
Okay, my number 2, I'm sorry this is kind of a cheat, but it's tied between 2 guys. Always has been. So, the number 2 for me, Triple H and Matt Hardy. Triple H, you know, one of the favourites of mine whenever I started watching Siemens, Matt Hardy. Both guys involved in two of the best tag teams of all time. But I'll talk about Triple H first. 14-time world champion. Currently doing good stuff with NXT. I think he needs to have a couple more matches before he retires. And he's Hall of Famer with DX. For sure, will be a Hall of Famer as a single star. Triple H, incredible. Go watch the WrestleMania 27 and 28 matches with Undertaker. Watch some Triple H versus Stone Cold matches. They're great. Triple H Orton matches. There's so many countless good Triple H matches. In terms of Matt Hardy, everybody's like, oh, Jeff Hardy's the more popular Hardy brother and Jeff Hardy's better. I always preferred Matt to Jeff. And, I got the signed Matt picture and Jeff picture from shopmatthardy.com up on my wall. It says to Mark and has their signatures. Really one of my favourite things that I own. Loved everything that Matt Hardy has done in his career. And the broken stuff is good. I'm enjoying the AEW stuff, the multifarious Matt Hardy. You've got Broken Matt, Unkillable Matt, Old School Matt, the first version or version 1, whatever you want to call it. And I think Big Money Matt or Iconic Matt, whatever you want to call him, is there too. Love what he's doing right now. I do think he needs to finish the career in WWE. I don't think he's got long left, but I want to see him finish his career in WWE. He's both guys, future Hall of Famers. They are my number 2. I don't care if you say I cheated by tying 2 people at number 2, but I did. And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so. You're number 1 then, Matthew?
Well, gotta get it, Undertaker. This man is basically my idol. One thing I love, and most people didn't realise it until you always see him send events or always how long he's been at the company, 30 years, and people see everyone coming back, all the ones that come back, Hogan, NWO guys, everyone keeps forgetting that Triple H and Shawn Michaels were still there to make DX and all happen, but before that, Undertaker was the only man that did not leave WWE. Probably stands out as one of my favourite, not just in wrestling, but as a man, he was loyal. He could have left when it was the downfall. He could have made a great match in WCW. Maybe people thought him and Goldberg together having that match, but there's no doubt he stayed. He left. He stayed and he wouldn't leave. And he gives the best damn matches that nobody can argue with. Stone Cold Taker, Rock Taker, Triple H Taker, Shawn Michaels, all of them. The Boneyard match this year, it felt like after the training they did get back into shape, and a Goldberg match at Crown Jewel shouldn't have happened. It was too late for it. It really shouldn't have happened. And when I seen the match this year, he came back and he knew he had to do he could. And in the last ride, it did show that they actually did pause during the matches. But the way they made the cinematic match, it does feel like I was watching. Fast forward back 20 years ago to seeing the American Badass again. Not to mention when he debuted as American Badass, the motor bike and all that, he took out the whole DX, Triple H. He took out, Mr. McMahon, Shane, all of them. I'll never forget it. So, and Taker has been loyal and made wrestling what it is today. I just want to thank him, and if he is not retired, or if he is, either way, one more match to do, or none, I want to thank him forever. And just to say, even if the day comes and he rests in peace, it would probably be the saddest day I bet you in my whole life, or maybe in the world. So thank you, Taker.
Yeah, I can see why you have him at number 1. Talking about the American Badass, I like the American Badass. To me, I think I prefer Big Evil Undertaker. But, you can't beat the dead man. But, yeah, Undertaker, you were saying, he stayed loyal. I saw a post on Instagram the other day. It was the star of the Golden Era. It was Hulk Hogan. Star of the Attitude Era, Austin. I think it was star of the Ruthless Aggression Era. I think it was Cena. And then star of the PG era, I think it was Roman Reigns. But then I had the end of it. Cornerstone of all eras, The Undertaker, and I mean, you can't argue with that. But yeah, I agree with everything you said about Taker there. So I'm gonna give my number one. The Monday Night Messiah, Seth Rollins. I mean, I'm the biggest Seth Rollins fan in this world, probably. As you know, Matthew, I love Seth Rollins so much. I've a load of Seth t-shirts, a load of Seth figures, the pop vinyls, the autographs, hats. I've anything Seth Rollins. I've got the flipping wrist wrap things he wears in the ring. I really, really love Seth Rollins. Love what he's doing right now. Loved Monday Night Rollins. In fact, that Monday Night Rollins t-shirt is the best wrestling t-shirt of all time. Loved the Shield stuff. Loved the heel stuff with the Authority in 2014, 2015. I was so happy when he cashed in Money in the Bank at WrestleMania 30. When I remember watching that match and just being like, yes, he's done it. And then he beat Cena at SummerSlam 2015 in a spectacular match. I was so happy. It was great. Beat Reigns when he came back from the injury. In fact, before I talk about that Reigns match, I was so devastated when he got injured in 2015 because it was incredible.
I can say, not to mention, when that happened, that was in Dublin, and I had tickets for the next night in Belfast. It was the exact night just before they were coming to Belfast.
Yeah.
So I actually had to wait another it was like till 2018 Intercontinental Champions. I had to wait 3 years to see him actually in live. That was annoying. You've no idea. I only swear as much that night. I was so annoyed. Like, how could that happen? 24 hours and he doesn't go injured.
Yeah, sadly I've never seen him perform live. One day it'll change, and one day I'm gonna meet him. He is my favourite. Grand Slam Rollins. The Universal title reigns, the Tag Team title reigns, Money in the Bank, Royal Rumble, US title reigns, and the Intercontinental title reigns. He is the best wrestler in the world right now. You can't argue with that. And that concludes our lists. So I want to just thank everybody for tuning in to the Premium Wrestling Podcast. We will be back with another episode very, very soon. So stay tuned for that. Any concluding remarks, Matthew?
All I gotta say is, what you gonna do, brothers? With Premium Wrestling Podcast runs wild all over you. And you ain't getting me in trouble.
Alright, thanks for tuning in, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed, and there will be some social media accounts set up soon, so stay alert for that. And once again, thank you very much from the Premium Wrestling Podcast.